Now we'll look at two examples of determining probability given odds. In our first example, if the odds in favor of an event A are 1.7 to 1, then the probability of event A is what? So the main thing to remember here is that the odds in favor compare the number of favorable outcomes to the number of unfavorable outcomes. And if we sum the favorable outcomes and the unfavorable outcomes, we can determine the total number of outcomes, which will help us determine the probability. So because we're given the odds in favor, the 1.7 represents the number of favorable outcomes, and the 1 represents the number of unfavorable outcomes. And because 1 plus 1.7 equals 2.7, the total number of outcomes is 2.7. And from here we can determine the probability of event A. The probability of event A is equal to the number of favorable outcomes divided by the number of total outcomes, which would be 1.7 divided by 2.7. But there are three ways to express the probability of an event. It can be expressed as a fraction in simplest form, a decimal, as well as a percentage. If we were going to express the probability as a fraction, we wouldn't want to leave the decimals in the fraction, so let's clear the decimals by multiplying the numerator and denominator by 10. The probability of event A as a fraction would be 17/27. To convert to a decimal, we divide the numerator by the denominator. For this, we'll use a calculator. So we have 17 divided by 27. If we round to 4 decimal places, this would be approximately 0.6296. To convert to a percentage, we multiply by 100, which should give us 62.96%. Looking at our second example, if the odds against an event B are 8 to 3, then what is the probability of event B? So because here we're given the odds against an event B, 8 is a number of unfavorable outcomes, and 3 is a number of favorable outcomes. And therefore the number of total outcomes would be 8 plus 3, which equals 11. And therefore the probability that event B will occur is equal to the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes, and therefore we'd have 3 divided by 11, or 3/11 is a fraction. Let's also convert to a decimal and a percentage. So going back to the calculator, 3 divided by 11 gives us 0.27 repeating. So to 4 decimal places, we'll say it's approximately 0.2727, which is a percentage, would be 27.27%. In our homework, though, when entering the probability, we should enter the exact value as a fraction. I hope you found this helpful.